Stop procrastinating. Procrastination doesn't just slow you down, it steals your time, something you can never get back. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow," and yet that tomorrow stretches into weeks, months, or even years without any change? When you procrastinate, you're not just leaving tasks undone, you're also abandoning your dreams and goals. Fear of failure, the comfort of the present, or the thought, "there's still plenty of time," are all excuses that hold you back. The truth is, there's no perfect day to start. A breakthrough only happens when you say, "Enough." Act today, or you'll continue to lose control of your life. Are you ready? If you find this content helpful, please subscribe to the channel and like the video to motivate me to create more new videos. Stoic philosophy teaches us that time is our most precious asset, and also the one thing we can never reclaim. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This statement is not pessimistic, but a realistic reminder. Life is fleeting, and every moment is valuable. Knowing that your time is finite, would you still dare to delay what truly matters? The Stoics do not view life as an endless road where you can squander today and make up for it tomorrow. Instead, they see each day as a unique opportunity. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote in on the shortness of life. "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This caution emphasizes that procrastination is one of the greatest forms of waste, not only because you lose time, but also because you forfeit the chance to live fully and meaningfully. Procrastination is often coupled with the false belief that you have plenty of time. You tell yourself, "I'll do it tomorrow," but tomorrow becomes next week, next month, and ultimately never. This creates a dangerous cycle where each act of procrastination makes it easier to procrastinate again. Stoics believe that recognizing the finiteness of time is the key to breaking this cycle. Reflect. If today were your last day, what would become most important? Stoicism does not encourage haste or anxiety, but inspires you to live purposefully. Every action and decision should be considered through the lens of this question: is this worthy of the limited time I have? By adopting this mindset, you'll realize that procrastination not only wastes your time, but also dims your life. Life is not measured by years, but by the quality of each moment. So, are you ready to act as if every day is your last opportunity? Marcus Aurelius was right. When you live with the awareness that time waits for no one, your decisions become more powerful. Procrastination is not just a bad habit, it's a complex psychological response rooted in deeper causes. To overcome it, you need to understand why you procrastinate. Here are 3 primary reasons behind this behavior. Fear of failure. One of the most common reasons for procrastination is the fear of failure. When faced with an important task or goal, you may worry that you won't perform well, fail to meet expectations, or face negative judgment from others. Instead of risking disappointment, you choose to procrastinate, hoping to avoid the stress. However, this behavior only increases the pressure, as the problem remains unresolved and time to address it dwindles. The truth is, the fear of failure is often much greater than failure itself. By allowing this fear to control you, you're not only avoiding a challenge, but also denying yourself the opportunity to learn and grow. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them." Instead of seeing failure as a negative, view it as a necessary step toward progress. Temporary comfort. Procrastination offers a false sense of comfort. Instead of tackling difficult tasks, you get easily drawn into immediate pleasures like browsing social media, watching movies, or engaging in trivial activities. This creates a vicious cycle. You enjoy the temporary ease, but then feel guilty and anxious because the work remains undone. This comfort is a significant enemy of progress. Stoics believe that true happiness doesn't come from avoiding difficulties, but from overcoming them. Seneca once wrote, "The greatest joy does not come from escaping responsibility, but from completing it excellently." Remember, the fleeting pleasure of procrastination will never match the satisfaction of achieving meaningful goals. False beliefs about time. Another reason for procrastination is the mistaken belief that you have plenty of time. You assume the task can be done later or believe that the future will bring a perfect moment to start. But the truth is, time waits for no one. Each day you procrastinate, opportunities slip away, and the pressure from unfinished tasks only grows. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which arm you against the present. This emphasizes that acting in the present is always more powerful than making plans that are never executed. Understanding these causes is the first step to breaking free from procrastination. When you acknowledge your fear of failure, let go of temporary comfort, and abandon false beliefs about time, you'll see that action is no longer a burden, but an opportunity to live more fully. Ask yourself, what is the real reason behind my procrastination? And start addressing it today. Let's come together to support our community. If you are a kind person, please hit the like button on this video and leave some energetic comments to spread positive vibes. Together, we can make a difference. Procrastination doesn't just waste time, it deeply impacts your personal life, work, and mental health. It's a silent enemy that not only hinders progress, but also brings unforeseen consequences. Here are 3 major negative effects of procrastination. Loss of motivation and confidence. Every time you procrastinate, you fail to complete a task, and this gradually erodes your self-belief. You start feeling incapable and lose control over your life. Over time, this disappointment accumulates into a sense of helplessness, making it easier for you to fall into the cycle of procrastination. For example, when you delay learning a new skill, you not only miss out on growth opportunities, but also convince yourself that you're not good enough. This creates a vicious cycle. The more you procrastinate, the less motivated you are to start, and the more you doubt your abilities. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized, we cannot progress unless we believe we can. Increased anxiety and guilt. Procrastination doesn't relieve pressure, it amplifies it. The tasks remain, but the time to complete them keeps shrinking. You might temporarily forget about the task while engaging in something else, but the guilt of not doing anything lingers in your mind. This not only affects your mood, but can lead to serious mental health issues, such as chronic anxiety or prolonged stress. You find yourself trapped in a limbo between wanting to act and being unable to start. The result is a vicious cycle of pressure and avoidance, reducing the quality of your daily life. Missed opportunities for growth. One of the greatest consequences of procrastination is the missed opportunities. Each day you delay is a day you don't get closer to your goals. What you could have achieved in a year turns into something that never gets accomplished, simply because you hesitated to begin. Think about a goal you once set but never acted on. If you had started 6 months ago, you could be much further along by now. But because of procrastination, you lose not only time, but also the rewards and opportunities tied to those efforts. Marcus Aurelius warned, do not act as if you are going to live forever. Every moment that passes is one you can never get back. A final reminder. Procrastination isn't just about postponing tasks to another day. It's trading away your life for things that aren't worth it. Think about what you could achieve if you started now. Don't let these consequences linger any longer. Every moment you take action is a step closer to reclaiming control and living a more meaningful life. Step 1. Identify the smallest goal for the day. To stop procrastinating, you don't need to make drastic changes right away. The key lies in starting with small, manageable goals. A goal that is too big or vague often leaves you overwhelmed, making it easy to procrastinate. But a small and clear task helps you get started quickly and build momentum. Ask yourself, what can I do today to move closer to my goal? Choose something you can complete in 10 to 15 minutes. For instance, if you want to write a book, set a goal to write 100 words. If you want to exercise, just spend 5 minutes stretching or walking around the house. If you want to clean your home, start by organizing one small drawer. These small actions are easy to accomplish and give you a sense of achievement, motivating you to do more. The key is to start, even with just one small action. When you achieve this goal, you'll experience a small but crucial sense of satisfaction. It pushes you to keep going with other tasks. This approach works because it reduces mental pressure. You don't have to think about the entire workload ahead. Instead, you focus on the one thing you can do right now. Once you complete it, you've overcome the biggest hurdle: getting started. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens that frustrates you, but how you perceive it." If you see every task as a burden, you'll never begin. But if you break it down, you'll see that everything is doable. So, what small goal will you start with today? Give it a try, and you'll find yourself moving forward more than you expected. Step 2. Apply the 2-minute rule. One of the most effective ways to overcome procrastination is to apply the 2-minute rule. This is a simple but powerful strategy. If a task can be completed in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately instead of letting it pile up into a long list that overwhelms you. Why does this rule work? First, it helps you tackle small but often delayed tasks like replying to a short email, washing a few dishes, or jotting down an idea. These tasks take very little time but are easily ignored. When you handle them right away, you not only complete the task, but also free your mind from the weight of unfinished business. Second, the 2-minute rule is an ideal way to start bigger tasks. One reason we procrastinate is the feeling that a task is too big or complicated. But when you start with a small, quick action, writing the first sentence of a report, opening a document to review, or placing a weight on the floor, you break through the hesitation and create momentum to continue. For example, if you need to write a long report, begin by simply creating a title in the document. If you want to work out, instead of planning an entire session, spend 2 minutes warming up lightly. These small actions may seem insignificant, but they open the door to the next step. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "The longest journey begins with a single step." The 2-minute rule is that first step. You don't have to finish everything immediately, just start. Step 3. Face your fear. One of the biggest barriers to procrastination is fear. You're afraid of failing, being judged, or not achieving the desired results. This fear paralyzes you, and instead of moving forward, you choose to procrastinate to avoid disappointment. But the truth is, you can't overcome anything without facing it. Start by asking yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Often, when you analyze it, you'll realize the worst isn't as bad as you think. For instance, if you fear your presentation won't be perfect, the worst might be making some revisions or receiving a few comments from colleagues. This isn't a disaster, but an opportunity to learn and improve. Also, remember that perfection isn't a requirement for action. As Epictetus said, not everything is within your control, but you can always control how you act. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on making progress step by step. Another way to face fear is to break the task into smaller parts. Instead of viewing the whole task as a massive challenge, focus on the first step you can take right now. For example, if you're afraid of starting a big project, spend 10 minutes making a to-do list. This makes the task feel more manageable and reduces fear. Finally, remember that fear only has power if you let it control you. Once you start taking action, fear begins to fade. The goal isn't to do everything perfectly right away, but to have the courage to start. Ask yourself, what am I afraid of? And is this fear really worth holding me back? When you answer this question, you'll realize that action, even the smallest step, is always stronger than fear. Procrastination doesn't just waste time, it also distances you from your goals and dreams. But you can change that, starting today. Remember, there's no perfect day to begin, only the present moment truly exists. By setting small goals, applying the 2-minute rule, and bravely facing your fears, you can overcome any barriers procrastination creates. The journey of change doesn't need to be grand or perfect. It just needs a first step, and that step is within your reach. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Act as if every action is your last." So stand up, take action, and make a difference today. Your future begins now. Thank you for watching this video. Let's support our wonderful community by hitting subscribe and turning on notifications right now. Show everyone that you're living kindly by liking the video and sharing your experiences in the comments. Take action now to spread positive energy.